In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Today we are going to start from the topic of chapter number 4, how to find center of gravity of irregular objects. And that day we have discussed about the difference between center of gravity and center of mass. And we have discussed about 3 points of every topic, that how center of mass differs from center of gravity. Today we are going to discuss the center of gravity of irregular objects, because for regular objects the center of gravity is known. We know where is the center of gravity of known objects like circle, like square, like rectangle, triangle. We know the center of gravity of these regular objects. But how to find out the center of gravity of irregular objects? As I have drawn in front of you the shape of an irregular object. So this is some irregular object. Where is the center of gravity of this object? Here are few steps which we have to follow, and they are very simple. You can easily perform these steps while having these things in front of you, and you can perform it in your home as well. That if some irregular object is given to you and someone asks to find out the center of gravity of irregular objects, that you have to follow these points. Number one, take a cardboard and then cut it irregular shape. Like if this is the irregular shape, place it this shape over a cardboard and draw it and then cut it with the help of a cutter or a scissor. Now you are going to have the irregular shape object in this shape. Now you have to make the holes, small holes, the sharp edges, the corners of that object as I have. You have to make holes and name them A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Then you're supposed to hang it one by one with the help of a nail. This is a nail. Hang that particular shape ABC wise, like alpha, and then place a plumb line in this direction, because this is the plumb line, and plumb line is what? It is an instrument. It is an instrument used to check the straightness of the wall or straightness of anything. Laborers and constructors and civil engineers are used to have this instrument when they are going to check the straightness of the wall. So place the nail or put the nail in this alpha hole and then place a plumb line to check the straightness. Where this line is going to point out, draw it with the help of a lead pencil like this. Now turn towards second point B. Now second time you will insert a point B, and again you are going to draw a line, then C, then D, then E, then H, and then G, where all the points or more points will intersect each other. So that is going to be the center of gravity of that irregular object. I'm once again repeating all the points. First of all, take an irregular shape, draw it over a cardboard, and after drawing it over a cardboard, make small holes and name them Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Number of depends upon number of edges of that shape. If that shape is having 4 edges, then Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. If that shape is having more than 4 or 5 edges, then you have to name them accordingly. Now, when you make small holes, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, these are the holes in that particular shape. And then one by one, you're supposed to hang it with the help of a nail like this. And with the help of plumb line, the instrument which is used to check the straightness is called plumb line. With the help of that plumb line, you're going to check that where this line is going and draw it with the help of lead pencil. Then same for Charlie point, same for Delta point, same for Echo point, same for F Foxtrot point, and then G. You will have this sort of a shape in front of you in which all the lines are going to pass or intersect each other at a single point. Where all these lines will intersect each other, this point is called center of gravity of that irregular shape object. Okay, it is clear now how you are going to find out the center of gravity of irregular shape object. It is clear to you? Raise your palms. Okay, I have explained you how you are going to find out the irregular object center of gravity. And if you are going to read the topic at page number 96, the experiment, how to find the center of gravity, you will have the clear idea about this thing. Shajil, sit straight. This is a class. So that's how you are going to find out the center of gravity of irregular shape objects. Page number 96, first topic, experiment, read out, and you are going to have the complete idea that how we are going to find out the center of gravity of irregular object. Just you have to memorize because it is a practical. Now moving towards the next topic on this very same page, that is couple. Question of couple is define couple or what is couple or how couple is formed. So how we are going to define the couple? Here are few points which are included in the definition. When two forces, अब two forces हैं, which kind of forces? There are two types of parallel forces and like parallel and unlike parallel. Two unlike parallel forces acting on an object of same magnitude, but they are not supposed to be along a same line. When two unlike parallel forces of same magnitude are acting on an object and they are not along the same line, then we said that they form a couple. Okay, then the couple is formed. This is the definition of couple. Example, car steering. If this is the steering of the car, this is a steering of a car, and you know this thing that when you are going to make a sharp turn or when you are going to turn the car towards left side or towards right side, you have to exert a force. You have to exert a force in different directions. Then how you are going to exert a force? Take an example, then this is a steering of a car. Okay, and now right now you are turning the car, so you will see that now follow the steps. Number one, two forces, right hand side and left hand side, two forces are there. This is the first step, and they are supposed to be unlike parallel forces. Unlike parallel forces, the direction is opposite. One is acting upward and other is going downward. So these are two unlike parallel forces. 10 Newton, 10 Newton. Okay. One is acting upward 10 Newton and other is going downward 10 Newton. So they are of same magnitude, but they are not along the same line. If they are going to act along the same line, then they do not follow the concept of the couple. and they do not fulfill the condition of the couple. So whenever you are going to turn the car, from one hand you are going to exert a force in upward direction, and other hand is going in which direction? Downward direction. Couple. Left to right, couple. Right, left, they are forming at the same time a couple. So these are few points which are related to the concept of the couple, that two unlike parallel forces. I have told you about the concept of unlike and like parallel forces as well on that day, that along this, if the forces are acting along same plane, these are two forces. Force number 1, force number 2, F1, F2. Right now both are acting in which axis? ये कौन से एक्सिस के ऊपर एक्ट कर रही हैं? They are acting along x axis. If these are the forces, they are acting along which axis? They are acting along y axis. दोनों की डायरेक्शन क्या है? You will see they are acting towards right side. So they are which forces? Like parallel. They are like parallel. They are also like parallel. But if one force is acting downward and other force is acting upward, so this is an example of unlike parallel. Understand? So this is the difference between like acting along same plane, y and x. You will see along same plane but same direction, parallel, like parallel. Same plane but opposite direction, they are unlike parallel. So this is the condition for couple as well, that two forces, which forces unlike parallel, are acting of same magnitude, are acting on an object, but they are not along the same line, so they will form a couple. Clear? Equilibrium, in other words, you will say it is tawazun, and in layman you will say also it is balanced. Okay, balance, tawazun, equilibrium. The scientific name of balance is equilibrium. Here are two conditions of equilibrium. There are two conditions of equilibrium. Okay, first we will discuss the first condition. What is the first condition of equilibrium? First condition is if no net force is acting on an object, then the body is in equilibrium. If no net force is acting on an object, then the body is in equilibrium, or the object is in equilibrium condition. Or you can also define it in other way around. If the sum of all forces acting along x or y axis is 0, then the object is in which state it is going to be in a equilibrium state. Either no net force is acting. Net force meaning is if the sum of all the forces acting upward and the sum of all forces acting downward, they are zero, then we said that the body fulfills the first condition of equilibrium. This sum mathematically, this first condition, we're going to give the first condition mathematically with the help of this sign. This is called summation. It is called summation, or its name is sigma. This symbol name is sigma. Okay, this sign is called sigma. Summation f, summation का मतलब sum, definition में आ रहा है sum of all which thing, force acting along x or y axis is zero. If zero, then this is the first condition of equilibrium. For force, it is sum of all forces acting along x or y axis. Right now we are not taking the x or y axis. Generally we are writing the first condition in this form: sigma f is equal to 0, sum of all forces is 0, then body fulfills the first condition. For x axis, if you are going to write it for a x axis, sigma fx is equal to 0. Sum of all forces acting along x axis is 0. Then it fulfills the first condition. Sum of all forces acting along y axis is 0. Then we say that the body fulfills the first condition of equilibrium. Okay, so this is the equilibrium, how the object is in equilibrium if no net force is acting, or the sum of all forces acting along x or y axis is 0, then it satisfies the first condition of equilibrium.